This is a video review of the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Deluxe Class High Octane Bumblebee figure. As you can see, this is not the same concept Chimera Bumblebee that we've dealt with for the past 7 years. They're finally doing something new with Bumblebee, which is great for me because I've been burned out on movie Bumblebees for years. I have not bought a movie Bumblebee in just a really long time. So having had a break from the movie Bumblebees, I can actually appreciate this guy a little bit more. Like, if I played with this guy even a year ago, I would not be interested in him at all. But because I've recovered a little bit, I can actually appreciate this figure quite a bit now, even though it is a bit more of the same. Now, the car mode itself is actually quite nice. The only real flaws it has is, one, I hate clear windows. I prefer tinted windows because I don't want to see robot junk inside. That ruins the illusion. And I wish they had found a way to make those hinges black, like painting them or just changing the color of the molded piece. There we go. That's a car mode. It rolls quite nicely. And that's about it for the car mode. Now for the transformation, you're going to watch this and you're going to say, I've seen this before. And you have. There are a couple new twists to it. They're actually kind of neat, though. So to transform this, you will pop the doors out. You will pop the grill down. That will allow you to bring these out to the side. And then you will come under here and you will take the arms, you'll split them apart and lift them up. And then you will twist them out and around like this on these hinges. Yeah, I know, this is so familiar. I've done this before. Then you will take these and you'll bend them, just so you don't, no, don't do that yet. I forgot, you have to get the head out of the way before you do that. Take the legs, unpeg them, bring them down. That will let you take the roof of the car, pull it down, and then you can bring this down, and then the head will push its way out of these panels right here. And then we'll move this out of the way and move the legs down, get them out of the way. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the grill and you're going to bend it down one ratchet click. And then you'll split the grill. And then you'll bring it up at an angle. And then these tabs right here will clip into that belly section right there. And it's kind of hard to get it aligned up, even not from being behind the camera. It's kind of hard. So I don't know how well I'll be able to show this off. There we go, that's one, that's two, there we go. Now I got those in. Next what we need to do is we need to take this roof section here, and we need to push it up as far as it will go. And what we want to happen is that the sides of the roof section here, this part of the wheel well, there's a little tab on the side of the grill here. You want this to go over that, and that will let you push the roof section up a lot higher, which will give you a bit more leg clearance. If you don't do this, the legs can barely move back at all. And once you get that all squeezed together, you can move his doors back a little bit. This section here will help keep the doors from flopping around too much. Then you straighten out the arms, and then you'll take the legs, you will bring the foot down like this, and yeah, you have seen this before, I guarantee you. Straighten out the foot, get everything all straightened out. And we are almost done with this Bumblebee. So yeah, very much so, this is not anything new, except the chest area. I like what they did with the chest area, how they gave him a different chest that opens up in a different way. And then he has these collar bits right here. I think these are kind of neat, especially how his head just pokes through them. So that part there is interesting, and also how this section here kind of wraps around his body too. Like, one thing that I don't like about a lot of the movie Bumblebees is that the movie Bumblebees are robots with car parts around them. And that's kind of what this guy does, except that the way that the car kibble wraps around his chest and fills out, because normally his chest is just super skinny. In this case, it almost feels like his torso is made out of the car parts, and then his arms are spewing out from there. And I kind of like that. It's still a robot with car parts wrapped around his skeleton, but on this one, the illusion is a little bit better handled. Now, this is his robot mode, and I do like the way this looks. The black on yellow is very striking. His posture, just a natural posture that he always gets into, is very nice. It's he's sort of leaning back a little bit, so it's a very relaxed and confident pose, and I like the way that looks. And, well, he is quite a nice robot. For articulation, the arms rotate around 360. They're on the transformation hinge right here that tends to work better than the actual in and out shoulder joint, because this joint is one of those they're hinges that aren't pinned together, so they're not actually tight. And the way they guarantee that they're tight is they put a little ratchet mechanism in there. You know, it's not a load-bearing joint, so it ends up being kind of obnoxious using his real shoulder joint. So I usually just end up using this one, and it works just fine. And they kind of do the same thing with the elbow, but it's not quite as bad because you can actually get some leverage on it. So those are his arms. His head is on a ball joint, so we're going to rotate around, not 360 because this will get in the way. He can look a little bit up, but if he starts looking to the side, then the plastic on the back of his head will get in the way of that. And he can look down quite well. His legs are actually quite nice. They go forward, they go back a little bit. This will get in the way. And they go in and out, rotate above the knee, and they kind of have one of those Mega Live things where it's not quite a gear spinning, but I like how this section here goes above the thigh here and moves. It makes him look a bit more mechanical than he actually is. Then you get 9 degrees at the leg. And then his foot can bend like this. And if you need more forward movement, you can do this. So he is posable just as much as you would expect. It's not the most convenient posability in the world because of the way the ratchets are placed. But he is a nice figure. If I had one complaint about him, it's that his arms actually end up being a little bit short. But otherwise, I like him quite a bit. He's got great balance, and even if he does, he is a little bit back heavy, but he has enough ankle articulation to make up for that almost no matter what you're doing. And he does have this little missile on the side, and this actually will fire quite well. But if you don't want the missile on his arm, then you end up with this thing being left over, and it doesn't look quite as nice as it does with the missile, and just because when you have the missile, it actually looks like it's a weapon. And I guess you could try and cut that off, or try and take his arm apart and take it out, but then you can do that because it's not totally necessary what it does in vehicle mode, but it does hold his arms together, so there is a reason for that to be there beyond just being a weapon. So anyway, this has been the video review of the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Deluxe Class High Octane Bumblebee. If you haven't bought a Bumblebee in a while, or you don't have a Bumblebee, this is actually a pretty good figure. There have been some really crappy movie Bumblebees in the past, but this is one of the better ones. I do recommend it, tentatively, if you're not burned out on Bumblebees. So I review Transformers, Power Rangers, Digimon, Macross figures, lots of stuff like that. If any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe. I've got some links in the video description down below, some Facebook links and some playlists. Check those out. Thank you for watching.